Hello everybody. How are we doing today? I hope you guys are all well and doing good. Had a good day at work or at home, whatever you guys were up to. I am doing well. We had a crazy show on Tuesday, so hopefully things are a little calmer today as I am kind of nervous about this recipe. I've never made anything like it, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love French onion soup, and this is a pork chop version of like a French onion soup recipe, so I'm excited for that. Hello Heather and Sasha and Laura, how are you guys doing? And Taylor and Linda and Sherry. You guys, don't forget, right when you jump on, just hit a reaction down at the bottom so that you don't have to worry about missing out on the giveaway. Hello Kareen, how have you been doing? Eileen, hello babe. Hello Clark and Angela, Danielle, you guys. I am nervous about this recipe, even more nervous than I was for my Christmas tree recipe on Tuesday. I've never made anything like this, so this will be something new. Hello Courtney and Macy and Linda, Tabitha and Kelly. You guys just take a second to share this live video. That's what I'm going to do right now. Just take a second and share this live video on to my personal page and some Facebook groups. Remember, the more people that are watching, the more giveaways we get to do. So we did 4 giveaways last time, which is amazing. That was a new record for us. So the sky's the limit now. Hello Thelma and Deb, Candace and Kelly. Miriam, how are you? French onion soup is my favorite too, so if this is any rendition of that, I'm really excited. Hello Paula and Wayne. Sarah, you guys are so sweet. What's up Jason and Deb? Hello you guys. Hello Tina and Charmaine. Kelly, thank you for sharing. I'm just taking a second, you guys, to share this live video. I'm sorry if my kids are wild today. Dad's not home, so I am trying to be in 2 places at once on my show and in the living room so that they don't completely destroy it, but wish me luck because they usually do when I'm on my show. Hello Lynn and Azuzina. Thank you. It was delicious too, you guys. That Christmas tree, the spinach dip Christmas tree was so yummy. Hello, Jessica and Joseph. Eating it right now. You are welcome. I'm glad it turned out good. Hello, Bree and Yanzi, Sherry and Buffy. Hello, Thelma Power. Hello, Tina. How are you? And Cassidy. I hope you guys are all doing well, staying happy and healthy during this crazy holiday season. My mom comes next week to visit, which is exciting, but we'll see how weird the holiday seems with things being shut down and quiet and stuff like that. So wish us luck for this weird new holiday traditions that we are gonna set as families. We love board games, which is good, so that'll keep us occupied playing games as a family during Christmas. Hi, Daddy-O. Hello, Heather and Kathy. How are you, Cora and Barbara? Oh, Candace, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. My heart is with you guys. Anybody that's been battling COVID or anybody that has started the battle and lost. Hello, Robert. Heather, yes, I love French onion soup. Thank you, you guys. I did cut my hair even more and dye it even more red yesterday, so it might look a little different. For anybody that doesn't like onions typically, if you don't like onions but you've never tried a French onion soup, I do ask you nicely to go to a restaurant with somebody who does like French onion soup, have them order it and try it for yourself. I don't like onions, but I love French onion soup. I know it sounds crazy, but the way that they caramelize them and they cook them in butter, it makes them very sweet, very tolerable, not tart, not spicy, not like a normal raw onion would be. Like I said, I don't like onions, but I love French onion soup. I love the crostini that's on top. I love the cheese that's on top of it and the broth, and everything is so good. I do obviously like mine with a little less onions, where my dad would prefer an entire onion in a bowl with some soup around it, but I promise it is good. Grayson, come here, buddy. Hello, Jamie, Cindy, how are you guys? Like I said, I'm going to have to be mom and chef right now because my husband's not home to take care of the boys. Good news, my husband has a job back in the oil field again after being out of work for over a year. So that is exciting, but that also is nerve-wracking to me. having to go into full stay-at-home mom mode again, plus my work, plus this. So this is going to be a trial run tonight to see if I can actually pull it off, or if I'm just going to have to make sure that B is here anytime I have my cooking show. Yes, Carol, we love pork chops here too. So this is going to be a yummy recipe that hopefully my husband will be home to have once it is all done. So it's okay, sweetie. Okay? Your brother's right here, baby. I know. Can you sit down so he can finish his food, please? Thank you. Okay, so we're going to preheat the oven to 425. Yes. Yes, you guys, they will try to help me, but I am really happy he is back to work. But it is a little nerve-wracking for me. Having him home for a year really spoiled me. So, yes, Jimmy, it's good to see you too. So, our oven is preheated to 425, and a large oven-safe, heat-safe skillet. We are going to melt 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm just going to stick my butter in my skillet, and I'm just going to turn it on very, very low heat right now while I get my onions diced up, because our onions are going to have to cook, or sweat is what they call. We're going to sweat our onions for 15 minutes, so we're going to dice these up, and then we're going to start prepping our pork chops while our onions are cooking. So we are going to slice these up. You want yellow onions. The sweet onions is what you want to use. You don't want to use purple onions for a recipe like this, because we are relying on the sweetness that these onions naturally let off. Cheesecake in the quick cooker last night with an Oreo crust. Tina, how did it turn out? I have not made a cheesecake in our quick cooker yet. I've only done the tried and true oven version of cheesecake for myself, but I hope the quick cooker one was delicious. So I am getting my onions prepped, you guys. I'm cutting off the ends of my onions. I am peeling their outer crispy protective shells off because we don't need those. Kingston. Thank you. Inside voices. So I'm just going to peel this off. So I just run my knife along the side, which perforates the first layer, and then you can just peel it off. My kids are going to drive me crazy tonight, you guys. I can already tell. I'm good when I can focus on them, but when I'm distracted, they can get kind of rambunctious. So our 2 yellow onions are ready. I am going to get a cup of hot water for our Kingston, honey. Kingston, stop it, please.
I didn't touch him.
Okay, Grayson, come here, baby. Come here. So I've got a cup of water. Boys, I can't. Boys, not right now, please. Come here, Grayson. Come help me cook. Can you come help me?
No, honey,
So I've got a cup of water. It's already hot, but I'm going to pop it in the microwave so that we can make our 1 cup of beef broth. You can just use the box of beef broth if you want to, or the can. I'm going to use the Better Than Bouillon beef broth. So for a cup of water, I want a teaspoon of the broth. Can you sit up there and help me? There's more mac and cheese right here, baby. Okay? Here you go. He missed lunch today. He fell asleep and took a nap instead, and so he is hungry and fussy from his nap. Thank you, Nicole. Hello, Laura and Joan, Kim and Carrie, Courtney. Hello. I know I hate the process of onions, but I will love them for this recipe. Hello, Heather. So good and easy for the cheesecake in the quick cooker. That's awesome. It's okay, B. I did not know that my husband wasn't going to be home yet, so it's okay. We didn't know. Hello, Gibson. Hello, Ashley and Bishkoff. Thank you for tagging, you guys. So we have our cup of hot water here. I'm going to do a teaspoon in it to dissolve in our water. Wonder where my teaspoon had gone, and I found it. All right, so just a teaspoon of the beef base. If your water is hot enough, it will just dissolve on its own. So I'm just going to leave that in the water while we dice up our onions. And we're going to do it very, very thinly so that they don't take forever to sweat in our pan. Just chop them like so, just in little rounds, as thin as you can go. as quick as I can go so that my eyes don't water and completely fail me while I'm trying to look at this onion. I hate chopping onions. You guys know that. That's why I always use my manual food processor, but it is not going to work for this recipe because for this recipe, we need slices. I wish my quick slice would work, but I know it will just bog down from the onion. So my eyes are already failing me. My nose is already running. It's a mess, you guys. I don't do well with cutting onions. Okay, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to cut those in half pieces. So those are ready. My butter is melting on the stove. Or it's thinking about melting on the stove. Oh my God, my eyes, you guys. I hate this. I didn't freeze it first. I know you guys always tell me to do that, but I figured freezing it and chopping it and then throwing it into a hot skillet with butter was a recipe for a grease fire, so I didn't do it. And my eyes are hating me right now. I can't see. It's awful, you guys. Hi, Brent. How are you? I seriously can't open my eyes. It's awful. I know that this affects people more than some others. I'm going to end up chopping my hand off because I can't see because the tears are just forming in my eyes. I hate this. Oh man, you guys. My dad needs to be here to chop these onions up for me. I don't know how he does it. He's a machine. But he can chop onions and not drop a tear. And me, I can't open my eyes to save my life. I hate chopping onions, you guys. I know you're supposed to hold it with like your knuckles curled under so that they protect the tips of your fingers. But I can hear you, Kingston. But I just do not have the knife skills. Save me, you guys. Okay, 2 onions diced up. Here we go. They're not as thin as I wanted them, but they're going to have to do. You guys, I didn't cut my finger. Thank gosh. My eyes didn't completely fail me. They actually got better as I was cutting. Oh, my dad has contacts. I always forget about that. But I feel like even when you wear your glasses, they don't water. Hello, Cayenne and Cindy. It's not until I lean over to look at the screen that I can't keep my eyes open. Okay. So in a large oven-safe skillet, we're melting butter. We're going to add in our onions and half of our beef broth. So only half of this, so half a cup of your beef broth. I'm going to keep mixing it up so that this beef bouillon dissolves in here a little bit better. It does not want to dissolve for me. So let's heat it up again. I'm going to throw it in the microwave for another 45 seconds while my butter is melting. So we're going to come over here. I'm using my cast iron skillet tonight because it says that we need a large one, and my non-stick, which can go in the oven, I don't think is big enough to handle this recipe. So I think it'll be really good with the pork chops as well to be using my cast iron skillet. Remember, if it is the first time you're using your cast iron, you're going to want to use a little bit more butter than the recipe calls for. So the recipe calls for 3 tablespoons. You'll probably want to use 4. It will help in the seasoning process of your cast iron skillet. See, and I thought it wasn't a toothpick. I thought it was a match that you had to hold between your teeth to stop the smell. Yes, Brent, you guys, I love, love, love my Pampered Chef cast iron skillet here. This is the bigger one that we sell, and then we have a smaller one. So we've got this in here. I'm going to use my mini whisker, see if I can break up this bouillon a little bit better. There we go. That's better than trying to use my measuring spoon. All right, so we've got our butter melting. We are going to add in our onions and half of our beef broth and let them brown for 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to take them, and as I throw them in here, I'm going to try and break them up a little bit. My husband loves onions, so I know he's going to be super, super excited for this recipe. Like I said, if you don't like onions, just give French onion soup a chance, because I promise you, French onion soup is so good, even if you don't like onions. All right, we're grabbing our other onions over here. Drop half of them on the floor. Got a little bit of my outer shell on here. Here we go. And these onions will shrink down and cook down. And they'll all fit very nicely in this pan. And then once they're done cooking, we are going to add our pork in there. So, you're going to want a bowl out next to your stove so that you have somewhere to put your onions when they are all done cooking. So I'm just going to kind of move them around, get them all coated in this butter and beef broth. And then we are just going to have our skillet on medium-high heat and just let these things sweat for a little bit. You can adjust your heat if your pan gets too hot or too cold, but you want to make sure that they continue to cook nicely like so. My nose is running now because my eyes were watering. Yes, Macy, you do need a cast iron. Yes, you guys. So French onion soup is so good. So I think this is going to be a fun little take on French onion soup, switching it out with a pork chop, because there's nothing better than adding a nice bit of protein to a yummy soup recipe. So use it for chicken tonight, you guys. Yes, if you don't have a cast iron, I definitely recommend you get one. Hello, Michelle. How are you? We tried to match, didn't work. The match didn't work. Good to know. Hello, Jill. Hello, Kate. I know, I wish I had a simple slicer. That would have saved me a lot of time, you guys. I do need a simple slicer from Pampered Chef. So I'm going to wash the onions off my fingers so that I can quit crying. Kingston, you need to use your inside voice, please. That's fine. Play with your inside voice. Oh, you can't. Okay. Can't do it. All right, you guys, make sure you leave a reaction down at the bottom of the page. A heart, a thumbs up, a smiley face. Any of those will get you entered into the giveaway. If you don't know what a reaction is, you just better turn the volume down so I can't hear myself and echo. A reaction down at the bottom of the page. Hit one of these. It doesn't matter how many times you hit it or which one you hit or what. Just make sure that you hit it. I will give you guys 5 minutes to get your reactions in before I pull the names. It doesn't matter how many times you comment your name down below. It doesn't matter. The comments are not where I pull the giveaways from. I pull it away from the reactions. I do appreciate you guys commenting and interacting. That obviously helps me, but it does not change the giveaway. I know the onion goggles. Yeah, the simple slicer, Jason, I do not have. Lisa, thank you for sharing, you guys. We're not doing the giveaway now, but good luck to the people at the end of the show. My giveaways are always at the end of the show, and you always have to be present to win. So just keep that in mind. So we are sweating our onions on the stove right now on medium-high heat. Boys, hold on, you guys. Sorry. All right, we'll see if that simmers them down a little bit. Our onions are over here sweating. Like I said, it's going to take about 10 minutes, so we are going to prep our pork chops and get our cheese all shredded up. Yes, I always pull the names off at random times. I like to do it towards the middle of the show when the bulk of you are watching. The reason why I don't pull them at the end of the show is because I've noticed my views go from 100 to 150 at the end of the show. That means there's 50 people that jump on just for the giveaways, and that's not what they're for. So I do my giveaways as a thank you to you guys for watching, supporting, sharing, communicating, helping me through this journey, you guys. I wouldn't be here without you, and that's why I do the giveaways. So I try to keep it to the people that are actually active, listening, paying attention, and hanging out with me. Lamb chops in the cast iron for my dad last night. Yes, kids will be quick kids. I just can't think. Are you okay? Are you okay? He's climbing up on the chair by himself and hurt himself. So, just my life. It's okay, Candace. Have a good night. I hope that you are doing well, you guys. Thank you, Kayla. That would be so awesome. I would love to have my own cooking show. But we are going to prep our pork chops You guys know me, if I'm not using Valley Custom Meats, I'm using my butcher box that gets delivered to my door. They have awesome boneless pork chops that I really, really like and have grown to really love, actually. And when I have to get a pork chop from the grocery store, I'm usually pretty disappointed. So, using our butcher box pork chops today because they are always nice and big and not too much fat in the centers of them. A good pork chop always has a nice ring of fat on the outside. That really, really helps render the fat when you are cooking the pork chop, which leaves a really, really nice flavor. If you eat pork, please stop, Grayson. I know you do. I said you can have them. Okay. Oh, haven't used your pressure cooker yet. That's always a good thing. And then, yeah, cast iron skillets. I didn't have one for a long time. And then I started collecting them, and now I have 4 or 5 cast irons. So here's our pork chops. We're going to get our seasoning ready. Yes, Tina, when the coronavirus first hit, I know ButcherBox went into a wait list. So if it's still on a wait list, it is definitely something that you should take the chance and get yourself on the wait list. It's definitely worth it, you guys. I love my butcher box. It's so helpful for people who live out of city or out of town and can't easily get to a butcher or grocery store, which is us, especially in the wintertime when we get snowed in. It's just nice to have me on hand. It's always individually packed in little serving sizes, and it is great. They're a great company to work with. Thank you. Multitasking at its finest, you guys. All right, so here we go. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I think it's all gone, Gray. I'm sorry. Okay, ask brother. All right, 2 tablespoons of olive oil in our bowl. And then we are going to combine our salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. So we want a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to use my pink Himalayan salt. I'm just going to grind it on into this bowl. Just eyeball it here. There we go. And then we need 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Brother said no. There you go. Problem solved. Yum, I love tenderloins, you guys. Those are always good. I love all pork. So we've got our salt, we've got our pepper. Then we need a teaspoon of Italian seasoning.
I got your boots.
Yeah. Where did I put, oh, my teaspoon, of course, is in the sink now. So here we go again. So we want a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I'm using my 1/2 teaspoon because I put my teaspoon in the sink. So Italian seasoning, you guys know I use my Pampered Chef Italian seasoning. It's really good. I enjoy it, even though I don't normally enjoy Italian seasonings. I'm not a huge fan of basil and oregano and stuff like that. That's Italian seasoning, but ours is really good. It's very mellow. He was so happy, you guys. So happy I just poured that water into that cup for him. It's awesome. It's the little things in Grayson's life, which is the best. All right, so we've got our pork chops here. I always like to pat dry the outside. You don't need that extra liquid there, and actually the more you pat the outside of your protein dry, the better the seasons will stick automatically to their surface. Obviously, if you have this sticky, ooey grime of the meat on there, it will just slip right off, but if you pat them dry, that seasoning will stick a lot better. So we are going to rub this all over the outside of our pork chops. I'm going to just use this measuring spoon to dabble a little bit on each side. Rub it into the outside. You're just doing a little quick marinade for this recipe. Flip them over. Continue what you're doing on the other side. if you're doing more than 4 pork chops, 4 boneless pork chops, you can always make more seasoning for it. Or if you like more seasoning on your food typically, you can always do it that way as well. Go on there. Rinse my hands off here. I always wash my hands a million times when I'm dealing with chicken and pork and beef and all that fun stuff. Yummy. So our onions have about 3 minutes left. I'm going to give them a little bit of a toss with some tongs on our skillet here. Make sure they get nice and cooked up. Like so. They'll start to get kind of a golden brown look to them. The onions will. You guys, all of our PC so far, all of our PC seasonings that I've tried are phenomenal. I don't have a complaint about a single one so far. So I do recommend PC seasonings. We don't have any basic ones, you know, like onion powder, garlic powder, anything like that. But we do have specialty ones that are similar to Flavor God, if you've ever heard of it. These? Yeah, so this is the cheese we're going to be using today. I will warn you that this cheese is not cheap. I about had a heart attack at the grocery store, went to find my Gruyere cheese, Gruyere, however you pronounce it, and this 6-ounce block is $10. So if you can't afford it, can't find it, whatever, you can use any white cheese. Swiss is probably the closest next cheese that you can use. If the Gruyere is just out of your price range, which I completely understand, because for this recipe, I had to buy 2 blocks for the recipe. So it can get on the expensive side. It's a lot. The dill is Charlene's favorite. I do know that. Linda, I don't have any on hand, but we have some amazing ones on our website. I might have some on hand. I'm not sure. I haven't looked recently. There's a couple that I got double of once upon a time. So it is possible I do have some seasonings on hand. Gruyere. I was just watching online a girl who was saying that there's always one word that somebody can't pronounce no matter how many times they try. And apparently Gruyere is mine because I cannot figure it out to save my life. The person on the video can't say caterpillar, and it was cracking me up trying to listen to her say the word caterpillar, which is so easy for me, but caterpillar is what kept coming out of her mouth, and I was laughing really hard. It's the little things since COVID. Okay, so we've got our pork chops nice and seasoned now. We are going to whisk in some flour into the other half of our beef broth. So we want a tablespoon. My onions are over there getting a little feisty. My timer's up in 30 seconds. Onions.
Then I didn't make my eyes burn.
No, they're all cooked up now. They shouldn't make your eyes burn now. Okay, so we are going to add 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. I'm trying to get this oil off of this measuring spoon, but I intentionally brought this out so that I would use this for my olive oil, so this wouldn't happen, and I forgot. So that's our timer for our onions. It's okay to let them sit there and cook a little bit longer. Just keep an eye on them so that they don't burn. So we've got our 3 tablespoons of flour. This is going to help thicken our yummy onion kind of glaze that we are going to put over our pork chops when they're all done. Can't say mural, Deb. I'm telling you, everyone has a word. Also, Worcestershire is really hard for people, which I think is fun. Yes, Swiss cheese, you guys. If the Gruyere cheese is not something you can afford, can't find, any of those things, Swiss cheese is the way to go. Parmesan would work, but I don't think that would melt enough. Parmesan cheese, it's too salty, I think. And it wouldn't melt as smooth as Gruyere or Swiss does. These are awesome. I want to say it's like $8 or $9. Super, super inexpensive. Maybe 11. I can't remember. It's not much. Less than 20, less than 15 even, I think. This little stainless steel mini whipper is my favorite. Okay, so our onions are done. So we're going to pop over here. You guys see our yummy, yummy onions here. They're nice and dark and ready to go. Maybe a little more done than they're supposed to be in this last couple of seconds that I let them sit here. But we're just going to put them here, and then we are going to take a piece of tin foil. Be careful because your entire cast iron skillet will be hot. So even these handles right here of a cast iron skillet will give you a run for your money if you are not careful. So always make sure that you test it out. Just tap the surface, or just be safe every time and put a pot holder in your hand before you go gripping the handles of your cast iron skillet. I'm going to turn this heat down because we don't need it too high for our pork. So I'm going to pull out some tin foil. I'm going to tent my bowl, which means that you don't need a flat seal. You just need it, here we go, like this, to let that condensation run off of your foil, but still keep your onions nice and warm down here. It's pronounced Worcester. Worcestershire, Worcester. Yes, 9 or 10. See, that's what I thought, and then I was doubting myself, so then I upped the price in my head. Okay, so now we are going to add the seasoned pork chops to the skillet. It is warm, you guys, so your skillet, your cast iron skillet, doesn't need to be on very hot, but we are going to pick up our yummy, yummy pork chops and put them in our pan. And I've talked to you guys about this before. When it comes to using your cast iron skillet, once you set your pork down, once you set your steak down, once you set your protein down onto your skillet, don't touch it. Don't move it around, don't shuffle it. Pre-plan it out in your head so we're only going to cook these for 3 to 5 minutes each side. Mine are on the thicker side, so I am going to go for the 5 minutes and just keep an eye on them. My heat level on my stove is at a 4 out of 10, so you don't need it too hot, but don't shuffle them around on the pan. The reason being, the cast iron, its job is to crust your food. That's what gives it this awesome almost rendering because it gets up to such a high heat. If you shuffle it around, it breaks that seal and it isn't able to give it its nice golden brown like texture on it. So it's super, super important if you're new with cast iron skillets. This also is for some other skillets that you use when it comes to proteins only. I don't care if you move your onions around. I don't care if you move your vegetables around. But when it comes to your proteins, leave them sit there. Leave them still. Don't shuffle them. Make sure you plan it out in your head if you have enough room and where to put them so that you don't end up moving them around a lot. Yes, you guys, especially when it comes to pork, this high heat that this pan will give off really, really makes that fat around the outside delicious. I know it's weird to eat fat, but it is so good when it is cooked at the right temperature and high enough. That will render into a very buttery, sweet taste of your pork, and it is so good. Oh no, Kelly, you quit using them years ago. It is super important. That's awesome, right, you guys? Once you get into a cast iron, it does become your favorite pan for a while. The more you cook with it, the better it will get. If you are frustrated in your first 5-6 times of cooking with your cast iron, just give it a chance. Use more butter, use more oil, use more fat, use more things to season it. Use more seasonings, because when you're using your cast iron skillet and you're flipping your meat over, the seasonings will stick to the bottom. That's the point of the cast iron skillet, is to make amazing gravies with yum drippings and stuff like that. So it is definitely something to get used to. It's something to kind of tailor your life to. If it's a cast iron skillet is something that you really, really, really want to use, it does take a little bit of time. Yes, and if your cast iron skillet, there's always a way to bring your cast iron skillet back from the dead. You can clean it with baking soda if you need some extra grit to scrub something off. Don't ever use soap. Don't ever put it in the dishwasher. Always, 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 always make sure that it is completely dry before you store it, before you put it away. It will rust. If it rusts, it's not the end of the world. You can bring it back from its rusted state. All you need to do is wash it really, really good with some baking soda and water, dry it off really good, and then you're gonna take a paper towel with olive oil, coconut oil, vegetable oil, it doesn't matter, and coat the entire pan. Handles, backside, front side, inside, sides, everything. Cover it in oil and then put it away. You don't want to put it away dry. The iron itself will dry out and it will no longer have its non-stick ability. Yeah, another thing, I mean, if you are somebody that loves using metal on their pans, the cast iron skillet is the way to go. You can put a fork on it, you can put a knife on it, it doesn't matter. If you are one of those rough and tough cooks, if you guys do a lot of camping, a cast iron skillet will save you tons of time cooking meals around the campfire. It can endure a lot of heat, so it's always nice to have. Diane, it was like I was right in your same thought space with you. So once these are done cooking, we're going to remove them from the skillet and we're going to set them aside. We're going to add in our onions back into our skillet and we are going to add in the rest of our beef broth with our flour and we're going to bring it to a boil, let it simmer and kind of thicken up on its own. Hey, Courtney girl, you can cook almost anything in a cast iron skillet, I promise you. I actually use our cast iron skillet to make our turkey pot pies and chicken pot pies. I use it for meats, for vegetables, eggs, whatever you want to do. Frying eggs in a cast iron skillet. Cook your bacon, pull your bacon out, leave the grease, throw your eggs in, and you'll have the best bacon fried eggs ever anytime you are camping. Yes, Andy, you are so welcome. I'm so sad, Andy, you left town without your Pampered Chef gifts, and I'm so sad about it. So I'm going to have to send them to you before Christmas is over. Yes, you can do that too, but you do need to be very, very, very careful on what oil you are using and what temperature your oven is at if you are going to season your cast iron skillet in the oven, because you can cause a smoke fire, grease fire, and things like that. So it is a very precarious thing. Seasoning your cast iron skillet without food is always very temperamental, if you will. But to show you guys this awesome crust, just 5 minutes on medium-low heat. It doesn't need to be super hot. You don't want to burn the outside of your pork. If your pork chops are thinner, you also want to do it in less amount of time. There's nothing worse than a dried out pork chop. So I always start, the thicker the pork chop for me, the better, because the less likely it is that I'm going to dry out my pork chop. Yes, remember you guys when I made that jalapeno cornbread in my cast iron skillet? Yes, Andy. I will see you soon. Hello, Katie. How are you? So when it comes to your cast iron skillets, you guys, the best way to season it is to cook with it. There's no way around it. I tried to season my very first cast iron skillet by doing the old oil, heating it, rubbing it trick, and I started it on fire and scared myself away from cast iron for 2 years. So I do recommend just cook with it. Just make some fatty, greasy food, cook some bacon in it, add, some chicken fried steak, whatever you want, with lots of oil and butter, and that will season your cast iron skillet better than anything else.
Mom?
Yeah. Not right now, honey. Dinner. You okay? You okay, Gray Gray?
I want bacon.
You want bacon now? Mommy's been talking about bacon too much. Kingston wants bacon now. Come on, Gray Gray. You're okay. So we've got our beef broth here ready. Our onions are going to go in next. Make sure you pull your pork out first. Make sure your oven is set at 425 because we're going to finish it off in the oven last. Yes, baby. So while we're in our last 3 minutes, after dinner, honey, okay? Okay. We'll save them until after dinner. Thank you. We're going to shred up our Gruyere cheese now, if I can find. Here we go. Okay, buddy. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to grab a bowl and we are going to shred up our yummy Gruyere cheese. I'm getting better at it, you guys. Gruyere cheese. Here we go. If there's a will, there's a way. We call him Gray. So very, very similar. But his name's Grayson, with a Grey. So we call him Gray when he when we want to be cute with him. I don't know. His Gray. So very, very, very similar names. So I'm just going to, try not to take off my fingers. Try not to make a huge mess. This is a very dry aged cheese. Kind of stinky. Kind of like a Swiss. I couldn't find any pre-shredded stuff. I did look just to be able to tell you guys if there was a cheaper alternative, a pre-shredded Kraft or anything like that, Gruyere cheese, but of course no. It is definitely a specialty cheese. In our grocery store, it's over near the Parmesan and the Romano cheese and the tortellini and stuff like that. So that's where you find it if you've got like a specialty cheese section at your grocery store, if you need to find the Gruyere cheese. Hello, Timothy and Shelly. How are you? All right, starting to shred that up. I'm going to pull the names off for the giveaway since I forgot to do it a second ago. So get your last reactions on the post, you guys. If you are new here, I do giveaways. I'm a Pampered Chef consultant, so I'm here for all your Pampered Chef needs. And if you guys want to win Pampered Chef stuff, you need to check out my shows Tuesdays, Thursdays, and on the weekends. You do have to be present to win through the length of the show. So make sure you let your presence be known and leave your reaction on the post. Always make sure, you guys, if you're watching my show and you can pause and rewind, it's not live. I promise you I'm not ignoring you. If it's a show in the past, you can pause and rewind. If it's a show that is live, you can't do it. So that's one way to know if I am live or if you are talking to a replay. All right, you guys, we have 122 people entered into the giveaway today. That's so awesome, you guys. 122, which means we are doing 3 giveaways today. 3 giveaways today, you guys. So there'll be 3 winners at the end of the show. Please, please, please make sure that you stick up here, stick around for the end of the show because you won't want to miss the giveaways. Here we go. So our pork chops have been cooking for 10 minutes now on our skillet, 5 each side. I'm gonna pull it off. I'm gonna show you guys the nice, yummy, golden brown bottoms here. Your pork should not be done cooking because we are gonna put it in the oven at 425 to finish it out. And at that point, you can check it by thermometer for the best way to see if it is done. So now we are adding our onions back into our skillet. And we are adding in our beef and flour mixture. It will thicken quickly, you guys, so turn your heat nice and low. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I'm going to add just a little bit of water to mine. Loosen this up just a little bit just because I want those yummy drippings that are on the bottom of my pan. There we go. It's going to be so good, you guys. All right. Now we are going to add our pork. I'm going to add just a little more water. I'm going to add a little bit of beef bouillon to it. Since I am adding more water, I don't want it to get watered down or lose its flavor. So I'm going to do this. And let that heat up while I finish with my cheese. I wonder if this one block will be enough. Maybe. We'll try and make it work so that I don't use both $10 cheese blocks today so that I can make this recipe again another day. Husband's home. All right, you guys. So now we are going to move this around and make room for our yummy pork chops. So I'm going to grab one and move it around so that this onion mixture can be spooned on top of our pork chops. Okay, so now we're gonna add our Gruyere cheese. Don't be shy with it. If you're gonna spend the money on it, you might as well enjoy it. Top with yummy, yummy cheese. One block was definitely enough, but I'm glad I got more so that I can make this again. Okay, now we are gonna put it in the oven. My dogs always set off everyone else's dogs. We are making yummy, yummy French onion pork chops. So our oven is set at 425. Open the oven and let your heat go first. Don't stick your head down. Don't go to put the meal in there. So we're going to let that heat come out because 425 is really hot. We're going to slide it in on the middle rack like so. And we are going to cook it for 5 to 10 minutes. I'm going to put 10 and I'm going to check it before our time is up with a internal thermometer to make sure that our pork is ready to go. Here is the mystery man himself. Hello from Ohio. Hello all you guys. I didn't get it yet. My brother asked me if I wanted my new light, and I said I wanted to wait for Christmas, but I'm really excited. He says it comes with a lot of extra special fun stuff that I can do with it, so I'm excited for that. Hello from Ohio. That's awesome. My dog's got everybody else's dog's attention. Thank you guys for explaining to them what a reaction is at the bottom of the page. I didn't see it until just now. Tomorrow night, I have no idea what's for dinner tomorrow night. Yes, a Pampered Chef mini whisker is what it's called. Pampered Chef mini whisker spaghetti for dinner. That sounds delicious. Ooh, you guys, Brenda, that is good. Being a Pampered Chef consultant has changed my life. It is my full-time income, and it is awesome to be able to have the extra money and do what I love, cooking with you guys with all these awesome gadgets. I never regret becoming a Pampered Chef consultant and meeting the team that I have. I've got 15 active consultants with me right now, and we are like a family to each other, and I love it. Something that is really, really important during this pandemic. Rory is the best dad dancer you will ever see. Yes, good and cheesy. Rory is so ready to eat. He's so excited. He loves onions and he loves pork. So he is going to be one happy little guy. Cat picked up his head from a nap. My cats are put away because I knew they'd be all over the place if I started making this while they were here. So I'm just going to sort these names since B isn't here to help me. And then we will do our 3 giveaway winners. And then I will get on making some mashed potatoes to serve with this meal, because I don't know what else to serve with it. Pork, onions, kind of a gravy. So I was thinking mashed potatoes. Yes, Macy, part of the best team ever. Macy and Jason and Abby and Eileen and all these people that are on my team have been awesome. They've been there from at the beginning with me. I started in May, and I talked Jason in. Eileen came to me, Macy came to me, and we have just grown as a team, and I love every single minute of it. They have changed my life for the better. Being able to buy Christmas presents for my husband this year with my own money is awesome. I know it sounds silly, but I haven't been able to do that for the last 4 years, so it's really, really nice to be able to do it this year. All right, so I am just gonna make sure that the winners from this week or this month are out of the giveaway, and then we will pull some names. Cayenne. There is one winner from Tuesday that did not message me. Her shipping information, address, email, nothing. So that's a bummer. That was a missed prize. So make sure if you do win tonight that you message me tonight to claim your prize. Unfortunately, if you text me in a week, you won't get your prize. Sorry, guys. It's just the way it goes. If you're going to slack, I can't give you the prize. All you got to do is message me. It's super, super easy, and you get a free prize. All right. No, Jason, it took a lot of talking. It took a lot of convincing to get Jason to join. And I am awful. I'm an awful person. I stole him from another Pampered Chef consultant. He was actually in the middle of his Pampered Chef show, but I didn't know it. I thought he was a consultant, so I messaged him because I thought he was a consultant, and he wasn't. And then he became my consultant with me. Yes, egg noodles would be really, really good. I know. B is just leaving me in the dust today. I know. B just left me in the dust today. She had chores to do at home, so she left me. Yes, working husband coming home to good smelling food and a mess in the living room from the kids. Oh no, Lisa! What happened? Girlfriend, you commented, I'm here, and then you didn't message me. Lacey, I'm good. How are you? Okay, you guys, we're going to start our giveaway. We've got 3 winners tonight. Babe, yes? Will you pick 3 numbers between 1 and 15, please?
3 of them?
Yes.
4, 7, and 15.
Are those the same numbers B picked last time? 4, 7, and 15. 4, 7, 15. I don't remember where she wrote them down. All right, 4, 7, and 15 are going to be our winners today. Remember, if you see your name, it doesn't necessarily mean you've won. It has to be pulled on the number that we pick. Oh no, Lisa. All right, Lisa, I'm giving you one pass because it's almost Christmas. So Lisa, message me tonight and I will still honor your prize. Okay, Lisa, just make sure you message me tonight and I will honor your prize. 4, 7, 15. Thank you guys for posting it because I also had to write it on a sticky note with my name spelled wrong. Yeah, I'm Riley, if you are new here. My first name is Riley of Mom Fueling Hungry Boys. It's spelled R-Y-L-I-E. Same letters, just in a different order. Okay, you guys, good luck, everybody. We are going to do this thing. It is completely random. I have no say, so if you haven't won in 6 months, I'm so sorry. It is completely random. So number 4, my lucky number here, you guys. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and drum roll, number 4. Cindy Whelans. Cindy Whelans, if you are watching, please comment that you are here. Cindy Whelans. Number 5. Oh, so close, Gibson. Number 6. And number 7, Jessica Salmon. Jessica Salmon, if you are here, please comment that you are here. You guys have 2 minutes to comment that you are here. Number 8. 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, oh, Jason, so close, and 15, Sarah Knutson. Sarah Knutson, if you are here, please comment. Ooh, Cindy and Jessica are on it. Boom and boom. Cindy and Jessica are here. Please, you guys, comment or message me your first name, your last name, your shipping information, your email, and your phone number. I cannot ship to P.O. boxes, so make sure it's your real address, physical address. We just need Sarah to comment, or we will pull a new winner. Sarah's got 2 minutes to comment. Gibson, at least you know, like, your luck is there. Eventually, somebody just has to pick the right number. At least your name's doing its job. And when you see your name, it gives you a little glimmer of hope that you could potentially win. I never win things like this. Anytime I've ever seen a show that does giveaways, that's a lie. I've won once on a Minky website. I'm obsessed with Minky blankets. And I won once from those websites, but that's it. Otherwise, I don't normally win. Sarah Knudsen, if you are here, please comment that you are here. There's only 2 minutes left on our yummy pork chops. Oh, you guys, they look so good. Okay, I'm gonna pull out my Pampered Chef, thermometer. Gonna find my little extension probe. so that I don't have to scald my hands trying to hold it there. Nicole, I'm hoping to stop by tomorrow to drop off your prize, Nicole. I've got a couple prizes in my car I needed to drop off today, but after driving around for 2.5 hours, I decided against adding more time in the car. All right, Sarah Knudsen, I did not see her. Did anyone else see Sarah Knudsen? Hey, y'all, I followed Riley for over a year before my first win, and then I won twice in 7 weeks. That's awesome. Yes, you guys, this thermometer is the best. I don't believe in cutting your food open, but I do believe in probing it to figure out if it's the right temperature. That's awesome, Brenda. I've not won that before. Okay, so number 15 did not claim her prize. So we are going to pull the next name here. Kayla Sebastian. Kayla Sebastian. If you are here, please comment. You have 2 minutes to comment. Kayla Sebastian. Sorry, guys. In another world. So while we are waiting to see if Kayla comments, I am going to gingerly figure out if this pork is done in this yummy cast iron skillet, you guys. Oh, it looks phenomenal. All right, we're going to do our best here, folks. So, we want to make sure that our pork is at least 145. 145 degrees is our goal here today. Stick it on in there. We're definitely warmer than 145. So we are good to come out of the oven. Ooh, as I make a mess on my freshly cleaned oven. Thank you, Ashley, for cleaning my oven. And I have now destroyed it again. Okay, so my pork was at 160. So hopefully it is not overdone. But it looks delicious, you guys. I will come over and show you. So your last step is to spoon this onion mixture onto the top of the cheese. Spoon it around and make it yummy and delicious. You guys, look at that. All melted nicely. It looks exactly like a French onion soup. Instead of little bread pieces, it's pork. So it's going to be yummy. Did Kayla comment? I see a yay that somebody commented on. Yep, Kayla is here. Okay, sorry guys. I'm back. Kayla is here, so congratulations to our third winner, Kayla. Message me tonight, you guys, your first name, last name, shipping information, email, phone number. I need all of those things because the Pampered Chef items that I send will be in your name. So if anything happens to them, if they crack, you break it, melt it in the dishwasher, microwave, something happens to it, Pampered Chef has an amazing warranty program. So if you call me or if you call Pampered Chef and you give them your email that you give me, you will be able to get your replacement item, your replacement part, whatever it is, what have you. So it is important that you do give me accurate information so that if something happens, Pampered Chef has record of you getting that item. So it's awesome. It's super swell. If you ever get something from me that you have 9 of, don't be shy. Message me and say, I have 9 mix-and chops. So, and then we will exchange it for something else. My feelings will not be hurt, but I do my best to pick things out that people usually don't normally have. Sometimes they do. So I hope you guys have a great night. We will do a yummy holiday recipe to finish off our weekend this weekend. And then I hope you guys enjoy your next weekend with your families and friends because I know I will. And then I'll be back the week after that. So see you guys on Sunday and have an awesome Christmas if I don't.